was thinking, I've been teaching this morning how that to know yourself, to know your true self, is the new form of sexy. To really know who you are, to abide in your true nature is super sexy. And I have been teaching this week, when I think of devotion or when I think of love, I think of Hanuman immediately. The teachings of Hanuman are the teachings of devotion. But he says, and this is Kathy's book, which I am going to buy my own copy of it because I love it so much. It's Hanuman, the Devotion and Power of the Monkey God. But he states clearly that his greatness was due to his constant effort and not due to his inborn character. For him to become liberated, or anyone to become liberated in this lifetime, he says all you need is one single pointed devotion to God or Goddess, or whatever it is that you can find yourself loving in the biggest way. He who constantly thinks of the supreme becomes supreme. Absolute surrender to God is the secret of spiritual perfection. So that word surrender, I know, is challenging to some of us. But the idea is that when you live your life in a way that has one pointed love toward yourself and to all beings, that's the supreme freedom. That's the supreme energy that allows us to experience this world as it comes to us. So go ahead and close your eyes for just a moment. We forget who we are. And Hanuman says, when you forget who you are, serve. When you remember who you are, your true self, then you see yourself in everyone. How beautiful is that? Can you know who you truly are? That is a happy Valentine's. Can you see the love that you are? And can you move deep into the chamber of the heart and exist there? When Hanuman rips open his heart, all he has to show is Sita and Ram, one pointed devotion. To see yourself as God. And when you forget that's who you are, then go ahead and serve the world. Win-win. Bring your hands together at your heart center. And inhale for the sound of Om. Deep breath in. You turn over and over to the chamber of the heart. Fall in love with who you are, the nature, the true nature of the self. You in cosmic form, and you in human form. Release your hands down, open your eyes. Come onto your hands and knees and press back into child's pose. Good morning, everyone who just jumped on. It is so beautiful to see you. Hi, Nancy. And just feel this back body nice and full. Feel the extension through your fingertips. And then soften into the heart. What does that mean? It means you feel your shoulder blades drawing onto your back, but then you let the front of your chest release even more. And then turn your palms face up and receive. Getting to know yourself just became the new sexy. Surrender doesn't mean a weakness. It means a full awareness of how to walk in this world as God, Goddess, as the particles of creation that have been created as you. Slide your hands back, come onto your hands and knees. And let's start with some cat and cow. Feel that energy as you press down through your hands. So there's a commitment to those hands. You even spread the fingers wider. And each time that you move, you feel the spine and the energy of the spine. And we're so grateful that we can move the spine like this. And then come to that place that feels neutral, where the rib cage is lifted, the palms are pressing, the navel's drawing in, and stretch the right leg back behind you, toes on the floor. Feel yourself drawing from toes to hip in, and then inhale that leg straight up. Again, feel the power of the hands pressing, the power of the rib cage lifting, and the power of drawing into your hips. Good, lean more into your hands, and then lean more into your back heel and your knee. Feel all of yourself. And then lower that leg back down and do some hip circles here. Move with your breath. Let your shoulders move, your neck move. Nice, Lorna. And then come back to that steady, neutral place. Stretch your left leg back behind you, toes to the floor. Toes to the floor. There you go. Andrew, put your toes down on the floor. There you go. And then pull in from that foot all the way up into your hip. Pull in. And then feel from your outer hip, lift the leg. Outer hip, lift the leg. Just getting to know that whole part of your body, everything engaged. Lift the leg. Draw the navel in. Feel your weight into your hands. Lift through your rib cage. Breathe. And then lower the knee back down and hip circles once again. Get fancy here. Get sexy here. Beautiful. All right, and press back downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Nice, Debbie. Hands are nice and wide. I always say when we practice, our hands grow, right? 5 times bigger. Take a look at your wrists. Feel that sensation of pulling up through your wrists. Maybe even come up to fingertips and feel that suctioning up from the earth. Not easy to do. Nice, Maria. And then lower the palms back down if you lift it up. Now bend your knees deeply as if you're going to touch the floor with your knees, and send your hips really high. Keep the armpits lifted, rib cage lifted. Good, now press the legs slowly back to straight. Reach the hips as high as they'll go, and then let the heels drop even if they don't touch the floor. Nice, Roz. Good, step your right foot forward, please. Bring both hands inside your right foot. Make sure it's a nice long lunge, and do hip circles here. Katrin, I can't take your doggy. It's so darn cute. Good. Go in the other direction. Watch what it feels like as you press your hips back and wide. You want to take in all that space. Good. And then come to a neutral place again. So just begin to slow down. Walk your hands forward to the upper left-hand corner of your mat. Walk your hands forward, send your butt back. You got it. If I don't make sense, look at Veronica. Good. See that that knee is right on top of that ankle. Feel how much you're on the front of your foot, the back of your foot. Good. Walk the hands back in and then lower that back knee for a moment and just start to come straight with that front leg. Start to lean into that front leg, make it straight and come on up to that heel. Good. And then bend it again and move it forward back to that lunge. Lift the back knee. And then lower the back knee and come to straightening the front leg. And go back and forth between the two. You can have blocks also. Blocks are quite nice underneath your hands here. Both hands inside of that front knee might help a little bit. Yeah. Good. Next time you come to that lunge, stay there. Lift your back knee. Stretch your arms straight out in front of you. Back knee is lifted. Take your arms straight out in front of you. Press your sit bones back and wide. And then inhale up to the sky. Reach up. Feel as much as your body reaching up as it is planting down through the feet, through the legs. Reach back toward the front of your mat. Your belly comes to your thigh. Both hands land down inside your foot. Lower the back knee, straighten the front leg. Pull back. Dig that heel down, pull back. Good. Rebend that front knee. Lift that back knee up. Fingertips are on the floor. Feel that low lunge. Then inhale the arms alongside the ears. Reach. Press the sit bones back and wide. Inhale the arms straight up. Go slow, go slow. Bend your front knee a little bit more. Nice. Touch down hands to the floor. Downward facing dog. Bend your knees a lot. Take your hips really high, almost as if your knees are going to touch the floor. Get a lot of length in your spine here. And then straighten the legs. Legs go straight. Left foot steps forward. Both hands inside. And try some hip circles here. Go the other direction. Breathing a lot. And then while coming to stillness, walk your hands to the upper right-hand corner of your mat. Press your hips back. Lift your rib cage. Power in that middle back. So the ribs lift and the back widens. Breath gets longer, especially that exhale. Watch that front knee. Don't let it fall in. Widen that inner knee. Good. Walk your hands back. Lower the back knee. Straighten that left leg. Dig that heel down. Pull back. Hanamanasana. And then go between bending the front knee, lifting the back knee up, and then lowering the back knee and coming to straightening that front leg, digging that heel down, pull back. So move between Hanamanasana, right, that straight leg, and then into that lunge, lifting the back leg. And when you lift the back leg, pull from the heel all the way up to the hip. Feel that thigh engage. Get so strong in these legs. Beautiful. Next time you bend that left knee, lunge, lift your back knee up, stay. Pull your rib cage in, pull your navel in. Reach your arms forward. So the knee is bent. Reach your arms forward. And then inhale the arms all the way up. Pull up through the rib cage, pull up through the chest. Good, lean forward. Lean forward. Bring the fingertips to the floor. Bring your back knee down and straighten that front leg. And then bend your front knee again. Lift your back knee. Pause. Reach your arms forward. Stay low. Stay low. Yep. Stay low, Lauren. You got it. And from your middle back, lift up. Bring it up. I know. Beautiful. Hands down to the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. Come forward to plank. Lower down knees and chest and chin. So you have that awkwardness where the butt's up in the sky. Pull the navel in. Slide through, letting the butt come down, letting the tailbone gently touch. Reach up through your chest. Cobra, Bhujangasana. Nice, Debbie. Press all the way back, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Nice, Elena. Nice, Sharon. Take the right leg and inhale it to the sky, down dog split. And then pull from the heel all the way to the hip and engage that thigh. Feel that thigh, wake up. Step that right foot forward. Walk to your left until you come to the center of your mat. Turn your feet so they parallel each other. And then go left and right. So bend your left knee and swing to the left. And then bend your right knee and swing to the right. Again, that juiciness in the hips. That fluidity in the hips, the fluidity. Good. And then come to center. Lift up onto your tippy toes. You could be on fingertips as well. Good. Squeeze from the back of the legs, from the front of the legs. Squeeze up like you're pulling all your energy up into your hips. And then lower your heels, but stay that high. Walk your hands forward into a wide-legged downward facing dog. Stay on the side of your mat. Don't turn. Yep. Just walk your legs, your hands forward. You got it. Nice. Make sure your feet are parallel to each other. So Maria, whoever's with you, make sure he turns his feet in a little bit. Yeah. Great. Nice. Keep the rib cage lifted. Keep the ears in line with the arms. And then walk yourself back in. Walk yourself to the front of the mat. Step back, downward facing dog. Roll forward to plank pose. Again, that awkward knees go down first. Chest goes down next and chin third. So your butt is up in the air. Now pull your ribs in like crazy. Lift your shoulders and then slide all the way through until you can feel yourself ground through the pelvis and lift through the chest. Pull your hands back, pull your throat back, and downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg back and up behind you. Lift it from your thigh and then pull in as much as you can, draw in. Still got to have that extension pressing out, but see how much you can engage in so that thigh is engaged. Stepping your left foot forward, safe landing, soft and safe. Good. Walk to the right until you come to the center of your mat. Parallel your feet. Wide legs here. Take your hands to your outer shins and squeeze in. Squeeze in. From that pulling in, widen your knees and reach up from your heels. Reach up, pull energy up until you feel it in your hips, and then reach all the way back down. Push all that energy back down through your legs. Super strong legs here. Good. Hands down to the floor. Walk your hands forward into that really nice wide-legged downward dog. Reach up through your armpits. Pull up through those ribs, pull in through that navel, and then extend out through your legs and your arms. So again, we're always needing to contract, pull in. We're always needing to expand. We need to do both. Good. Walk yourself back in. And go ahead and walk your hands to the front of the mat, downward facing dog. I did both sides, didn't I? Yes. Okay, thank you. Good. Step your right foot forward, bring your left up to meet it. Come into that standing forward bend. Same idea here. Put blocks underneath your hands if you cannot touch the floor. Something to press into. And then here, come up to your tippy toes. Come up to your tippy toes again. See how much you're pulling up into those hips. Draw up. Even feel like your calf muscles are lifting up. And then lower the heels down, but try to keep your hips as high as you can. Good. Clasp your hands behind your back. Bend your elbows. Excuse me. Shrug your shoulders towards your ears. Take your arms up and over any amount. Nice, Nina. Get those shoulder blades on your back, please. And then drop your left hand to your outer right ankle. Take your right arm to the sky. Lean back, rotate, turn from your rib cage. Inner knees stay wide. Beautiful. And then go to the other side. See how it feels to turn from your ribs, turn from your ribs. Nice, Tony. Hands down to the floor. Okay, bend your knees slowly so your seat starts to drop and just reach your arms forward slightly. So not all the way up chair, nice and low. Yeah, Ruchi. Take your butt back more now. Nice, Andrea. Take your butt back more, Lisa. Beautiful. And then slowly, nice, Allison, start to take those arms up and alongside those ears. Slowly, inner knees wide. Nice, Allison. Good. Now from here, come on up to your toes, tippy toes, tippy toes. And then rise all the way up to stand. Take a hold of your left wrist and pull to the right. As you're doing this, the whole feeling in your legs is still completely awake. Legs completely awake. Inner thighs back, sit bones wide. Good, come back up to center and try the other side. Pull your side body as long as you can. Good, and slowly come back up. Good, feel your body, arms alongside you, palms face forward, shoulders back. Feel the front body, right? So the chest is lifting, so that's that beautiful place of opening into that back bend, but the ribs are drawing in, the thighs are pressing back, the sit bones are going wide. And how much of those leg energy can you draw up? Can you feel the calf muscles coming up? Can you feel the thighs lifting up? And then from here, inhale your left knee into your chest. Reach up. Gorgeous. Try not to hold the knee. Reach your arms to the sky. Good. Now, can you feel that left sit bone moving back and wide? Can you still feel that butt moving back? Beautiful. Now put your right hand on your outer left knee. Right hand, outer left knee. Stretch your left arm behind you. Push that knee into that hand. Push. Keep your standing leg strong. Inhale, come back to center. Take your arms to the sky. Release your left leg down to the floor. Feel your armpits moving back here. Feel your throat moving back here. Take your arms to the sky. Nice, Roz. Great, Lori. And here we go. Slowly begin to bring your right knee up. Slowly. Press down through your standing leg. Take that thigh. Pull up through your standing thigh. Now you got to take your right butt cheek back just a little bit more. Take your right butt cheek back. Your ribs back. Now take your left hand to your outer right knee. Push. Keep that foot flexed. Take your right arm behind you. Rotate your ribs. Open your chest. So beautiful, everyone. Come back to center. Inhale those arms to the sky. Lower that right foot down. Sit back into chair. Good. Release your hands down to the floor, standing forward bend. Hands on blocks or on the floor. And again, feel that energy as it draws up your legs, because now the inhaling comes as your left leg comes up to the sky. Standing split, left leg up. Point those toes to the floor. Scoop that low right belly in a lot. And then come up to your right tippy toes. Right tippy toes. Pull up. Earth energy, draw up. Beautiful, Kathy. Good, lower that right heel back down, but keep that left leg nice and high. Walk your hands back and maybe hold on to your ankle with your right hand or your left hand, the ankle that's on the floor. Squeeze in as if you have a giant block between your legs. Lower that left leg down, lower your hands back down, standing forward bend. Good. Again, feel your whole body here. And then begin to raise your right leg slowly, standing split, right leg up. Come on up to your tippy toes, lift up, pull up. Pull that energy in and up. Lower that heel down, but keep that right leg up. Squeeze those legs toward each other. Walk your hands in if you can. And hold on to that ankle. The ankle on the floor. Scoop that low belly a lot. Hands down to the floor. Bring your right foot to meet your left. Bend your knees. Take your arms forward, slow, slow, slow. And rise up into chair. Nice, Susan. Inhale deeply. Exhale, hands down to the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. Drop down to those knees and press back into child's pose. Breathe deeply. Shri Guru Charana Saroja Raja Nija Manamugudusara Varana Ragavara Bimala Jastujo Dayakapalachar. The dust from the Guru's lotus feet. Take the dust from the feet of the Guru. Who's the Guru? The one who reminds you of who you truly are. I take that dust and I clean off the mirror of my heart. See that image, clearing the image, clearing the mirror, of your heart. So you can see truly who you are, your birthright. This is the teachings that give us the fourfold goals of life. What are those four goals of life? Kama is the first one. Joy, pleasure, sexy. To enjoy the pleasures of life. Number two, artha, prosperity. For whatever you need for your dharmic life, whatever you need, may you always have the abundance. May you have what you need to serve in this world. Dharma, your sacred path, and moksha, you are free if you know who you truly are. Walk your upper body to the right side of the mat. Stretch that left side body a lot. And then walk it to the other side. Some of you jumped on after I had mentioned that I had taken Veronica's class yesterday online. We have a Naturally Yoga online on YouTube. If you can't make it to a class, you can always jump onto one of those. So my favorite part of that class is coming up right now. So come on back to center, come onto your hands and knees. Make sure your shoulders are on top of your wrists. Good. Make sure your rib cage is drawn in so you have fullness in your middle back. And then stretch your right leg back behind you. Right leg back, toes on the floor. Toes on the floor. Good. And again, feel that sense of drawing in from that heel all the way to that hip. And then go ahead and inhale that leg up. Inhale it up. Stay on your hands and feel that sensation into your hands. You're still rooted in your hands. And then bring your heel up toward the ceiling. And then just lift that knee up. Do little lifts. Lift the knee up and down. Little lifts. Keep the ribs in. Keep that fullness in your navel pulling in. Keep the awareness in your hands dropping down. Do not leave me. Little pulses here. Doesn't that feel great? Yeah. Engaging, engaging. Keep that throat lifted. Good. Then come back to stillness. Stretch that leg back out to straight. Lower those toes down to the floor and slide the right leg over to the left. Right leg over to the left and look over your left shoulder. Let those right ribs push more to the right. Good. Bring yourself back in. Lower that knee down to the mat. Press back to child's pose. And I don't know who I am. I serve the world. And the world is God, Goddess. And I know who I am. We are one. Okay, hands and knees. Let's go. Other side. So excited. Stretch that left leg behind you, toes to the floor. I think that's what I'm going to do from now on. I'm just going to watch Veronica's classes and wait till Saturdays till she's taking class and then teach her her own class. Go ahead, pull that heel in, pull it in. She's such a good teacher. And then raise that leg up. Bring the heel to the sky. And then lift that knee up and lower, lift and lower. Keep the ribs in. So good, so good, so good. Less work when you really engage fully. Power of these legs. Good. Come to stillness. Stretch that leg back behind you. Lower the toes to the floor. Slide the left leg to the right. Look over your shoulder. Look toward those toes. Press your left ribs wide. Beautiful. Come back to center. Both knees on the mat. Sit back into child's pose. Hanuman, the monkey god. Devotion. Who are you? It's the whole practice of yoga to know yourself, the true self, the nature of the self. Okay, come on up to your hands and knees, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg back and up behind you. And we're going to bring that right knee forward for pigeon. And if you're a pigeon on your back, go ahead and turn over onto your back. Otherwise, your right knee comes underneath your, right behind your right wrist. Squeeze your knees toward each other. And then walk yourself forward onto your forehead. If you're on your back, make sure you flex your right foot and your left foot. That slight rounding in your middle back is quite nice. Breathe deeply here. A date with yourself. Know the strength that you are, the power that you are, the humility that you are. Beautiful, everyone. Now, if you are on your back, you're going to want to come back up because we're going to just slide, walk yourself up and slide that left leg forward. So you bring your left knee on top of your right, Gomukhasana. Left knee on top of your right. You might need a block underneath your seat. And if this does not work for you, left shin in front of right shin. Let me see how my duo is doing. Yeah, great job. Awesome. Yeah, and then make sure that your feet are flexed. If you're, again, your left knee does not sit right on top of your right knee, do left shin in front of right shin, one shin in front of the other. Good, sit nice, Debbie. And then flex your feet and then walk forward any amount. Nice, Anna. That looks beautiful. For some of you, it might be nice to have a little blanket underneath you. Kira, that looks great. This pose is one of those poses that automatically gets us sit bones to go nice and wide. So really feel that sense of space. Beautiful. Walk your hands back up. Again, if you do pigeon on your back, you could just lie right back on your back. Otherwise, undo yourself and step back, downward facing dog. And if you'd like to take it through vinyasa, feel free to do that. Coming to plank, lowering down to your belly, either through knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, or just lowering straight down. We'll take it left leg back and up behind you when you're ready. And coming through for pigeon on the second side. Nice, Bruce. Squeeze your knees toward each other. Nice, Sharon. Navel in. And then walk yourself forward. If you're on your back, again, flex your feet. Beautiful, Anne. Enjoy your breath here. Yeah. If you have a block nearby, I love a block underneath my forehead in this pose. The asana part is so brilliant in our practice because it opens us up, helps us to release and let go. It helps us to be able to feel sensations that are ready to go. Take a couple more breaths here. And then walking yourself up, and if you're lying down, just roll right up. And we'll send our right leg on top of our right knee on top of our left. And again, one side might be a little bit different than the other, so make sure that you make any shifts that you need. Maybe sitting up on something. And then walking yourself forward here. That's nice, Debbie. Feel this back body lengthening. I was saying, as this work that we do allows us to really release some old stories. As we move the body, we let energy move. We can release some old stories. Maybe they served us at one point, but they can go now. This is how we get to know our true nature, who we truly are. Good. Walk yourself back up and then just come forward onto your hands and knees. Slide your right leg, your right arm out to the right. Lift it nice and high. And then thread it underneath, threading the needle. You got it. Great, Kathy. Yeah, make it your own. Nice, Ruchi. Nice, Laura. This looks so beautiful, everybody. Kira, great job. Inhale, come on up. Nice, Alana. And then switch to the other side. Yeah, breathe deeply here. So in love with this body. So in love, knowing that this body was made specific for each and every one of our journeys. This body was created for your dharma, for your very sacred path. Good. Inhale, come on up. Downward facing dog. And stepping your right foot forward, lower your back knee to the mat, Anjaneyasana. You might want a little blanket underneath your left knee, or you can fold your mat up once. Inhale your arms to the sky. So beautiful, everybody. Nice, Robin. Nice, Meredith. All right, so let's go into our Hanamanasana. Ready, Sarah? Hands down. Straighten that front leg. Slide it forward. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Hanuman. Dig that heel down. Pull it back. That looks really good, Laura. And really find how much you can pull in from those legs, pull into those hips, and then push out. That looks really good, Perry. Nice work. Okay, now it's just a little tricky. It's not really tricky, just a little tricky. Take your left hand to your outer right shin. Left hand, outer right shin. And take your right arm to the sky. Twist. What? Left hand, outer right shin, and right arm to the sky. If that is absolutely ridiculous, craziest thing I've ever said before, keep your left hand where it is. Take your right arm to the sky. Squeeze in. Those legs have got to squeeze in here. Good. Take it down. And downward facing dog. Enough of that. Enough. All right, left foot forward, Anjaneyasana, left foot forward, right knee onto the mat. Inhale the arms to the sky. Great, Bruce. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Nice team, Maria. Nice, Dana. Hands down to the floor. Straighten that front leg. You pull that heel down. You draw it back. And then just slowly begin to work that front leg forward, or you can work the back leg back. You come to that place where there's resistance and you don't push past it. You breathe deeply into it and stay there. Come in contact with this body. We breathe into it so lovingly. And then if you want to try that twist, take your right hand on the outside of your left shin or leave it right where it is, left arm to the sky. That's it, Katrin. Nice. The reason I like taking the hand on the outside of the shin is then you can push into the shin. Nice, Roz. And then release down, downward facing dog. Jump to squat or walk to squat. Maybe your squat is on your toes. Maybe you have a blanket underneath your heels. I want you to stay here for a moment, but if squatting is not okay for you, just come down and sit and bring the soles of your feet together. If squatting is okay for you, stay there. We laugh a lot, those of us who have been to India, because this is like an everyday thing when a lot of the people would be working, like working, making a statue or whatever. They'd be just doing it in squat. We just don't go into squat that often, so it seems to be more of a chore. Beautiful. All right. And then go ahead and lay down on your back. Nice job, everyone. Come into happy baby pose. Reach for your insteps. Take your knees nice and wide. Hug your shins in. And then go ahead and draw your right leg up to the sky and let your left leg flow down to the floor. Right leg up to the sky, left leg down to the floor. Take your hands behind your right thigh and press your thigh into your hands. Try to get your outer hip to press away. And then try to squeeze in, pull from your heel all the way down into your hip, and then push all the way back up through your heel. Good. Bend your left knee and place your right ankle on your left knee. And lifting your left foot off the floor for just a second. So coming into that nice little figure 4. And then we're going to put your hands back down on the floor. I'm going to see if I could talk you into this. You want to place your left foot back down on the floor. Keep the ankle on top of the knee. Move your hip slightly to the right and let your left foot fall down to the floor and your knee come with it. You're falling the opposite way that you usually do, but keep your knee pointing toward the sky. So Laura, lift the knee back up. Yep. And then you can use your hand to push that knee away from you. Try to get your inner belly to get really hollow. So you're dropping your right foot down to the left, but the knee is still pointing to the sky. So it's not like you're in a twist necessarily. For some of us, this is a big hip opener. For some of us, we're like, this is no big deal at all. Either way, breathe. Get your sit bones to press back, get your low belly to draw in, get your chest to open. Good, come back up, and then let the knees drop the other way, keeping the ankle on top of the knee. Stay with the ankle on the knee. Shift the hips the other direction. Let both knees drop to the right now. If that doesn't feel good on your knee, drop your foot to the floor. That's fine. Good. Inhale, come back up. And go ahead and extend the right leg down to the mat. Take the left leg up, straight up goes the left leg. Hold on at the back of the leg, lift the chest. Press through the heels, especially here, press your thigh into your hands. Try to get that right leg to go straight here. Good, and then bend your right knee and put your left ankle on top of your right knee. We're going to take our hips slightly to the left and then let your left foot fall down to the floor. Your knee comes with you. If it doesn't make sense, look at Veronica. She's doing exactly what I'm asking. This is not usually the way we do it. We usually drop the knees the other direction. But for me, this feels really nice. Again, for you, it might be no big deal. That's it, Nancy. Beautiful. Good. Keep scooping that low belly. So you're taking your low belly away from your left thigh. And then bring it back up. Shift your hips more to the right and let both knees drop to the left. Good. And come back to center. Good. Drop both feet down to the floor. Lift your hips up. Take it into bridge. You can do a different back bend too, Sue, if you'd rather. Camel. Lifting those hips up. And again, still with the power of these legs, as the hips come up, pull those ankles in. Just energetically draw their ankles in. Feet straight ahead. Yep. So a lot of times when we go up into bridge, we just let our knees kind of flail, like we don't really pay attention. So make sure your your shins are hugging in, your ankles are drawing back, but then push out through your knees. So much amazingness in these legs today. Good. Lower those hips back down. Turn over onto your belly. Reach back for those ankles. If you cannot reach for the ankles, come into Cobra instead, or just click your heels towards your butt. Good. Navel draws in, squeeze the knees down, pull them in just for a second so you can really get that sensation of lifting in your low belly, and then go ahead and press your heels back and lift your chest up. Spread those toes. And release back down. Turn your cheek to the side and rest. I'm going to give you an opportunity to invert. So, of course, legs up the wall is quite fantastic. Or even laying on your back and taking your legs to the sky. Headstand, handstand, shoulder stand. Again, if none of the inversions sound too interesting to you, you can lay on your back and just take your legs to the sky. Nice, everyone. Wherever you find yourself, make sure you're doing deep breathing, please. And maybe if inverting is not your thing right now, you can also just sit to meditate, sit to be still. Just one more minute here. It's a great choice, Sue. Great. Very wise choices, everyone. And then if you are upside down somewhere, come on down. If you were in shoulder stand, feel free to just roll your head side to side. If you were in headstand, feel free to do a little child's pose. And then we're going to find ourselves coming back up to sit and bring the soles of your feet together. Shift your hips back, feet together, seated. You might want a blanket underneath your hips and come forward any amount. And this is what surrender feels like. Powerful. You are beyond this body and this mind. And how grateful we are for this body and this mind. But when we can see ourselves as the universe within us, then the feats of magic that we can make is beyond anything that this mind could imagine. That is a happy Valentine's Day, to love yourself that much, to know who you are. Inhale, slowly come on up. Take those legs nice and wide, open legs. And then take your right arm inside your right leg. Take your left arm over your ear side stretch. Get that side body as long as it will go. You've done such great work here. And then go ahead and bow over that right leg. So turn and take it as a forward bend. And come all the way back up. Side stretch over your left leg. You got it. Nice, Debbie. Nice, Roz. Lori, Susie. And fall over that leg. That's it, Lorna. Beautiful. Nice, Patrice. And slowly come back up. Find a comfortable seat. please. Left hand Jnana Mudra, thumb and first finger touching. Right hand is holding up, palm facing out. So it's as if you're holding up a stop sign. Yeah. It can be like a pledge, looks like a pledge. Make sure that right shoulder is relaxed. Left hand in Jnana Mudra, thumb and first finger touching. Right hand like you're pledging. Pledge this love to myself. Close your eyes. And all of these beautiful teachings of all of the great, wonderful offerings of yoga, it is that we are offered a boon. It's a gift of the unimaginable, the greatest thing ever. What will we ever want? What's the biggest thing we would ever want? And that boon is offered, that gift is offered to each and every one of us as our birthright. Beyond our imagination. So be that place of receiving your gifts, who you truly are. And then allow your right hand to float down into Jnana Mudra as well. We'll just sit for a moment in meditation. You can stay here or lie down on your back for Shavasana. So gently begin to deepen your breath. Your body stretch and yawn in any way that serves you well. If you're lying down, hug your knees into your chest. Roll to the right side, come on up to sit. Bring your hands together at your heart center. I'm so in awe of being surrounded by so many people who do this incredible work to know thyself. For that when we reach into ourselves and know who we truly are, then others in our path, others who see what we see, the guru in each and every one of the people that are in our lives that help us to reflect back on ourselves, who we are, and we do the same for them. Polish the mirror of the heart. Inhale for the sound of Om, deep breath in. Sliding your hands to the space between the eyebrows. Namaste, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you have a beautiful day. Go play.
Thank you, Sheryl. That was great.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Bye, Sheryl. Thank you, Sheryl.